the basics of meditation, and also a technique that I used to use that helped me engage with meditation when I started meditating around about 6 years ago. And that framework is the very same framework I also use to this day. It's called the Envisioning Framework. So let's get to it. For you guys out there, I know that many of you are beginners to meditation. Some of you guys are novices and some of you guys are more experienced. But even for the more experienced, I think it's great to ingrain yourself in the basics, because there's something that you might just have dropped the ball with. So let's start. I remember the very first time I started meditating. It was like the first time I saw a guy wearing a pair of skinny jeans. I was like, whoa, what the hell is that guy wearing? And then I kind of grew curious over the forthcoming weeks, and I thought, do you know what? Curiosity got the better of me. I'm going to nip down to Top Man and see what these skinny jeans are all about. So I did. I went in, flung on a pair, and lo and behold, they fitted well, they were comfortable, and they gave me an ass. So I was happy about that. Point being that sometimes some things in life seem odd, alien and awkward until you expand your mind, open up to the possibilities and give it a shot. And that's what happened with me with skinny jeans, and that's exactly what happened to me with meditation. I thought it was a bit odd at first. I was like, is this for baldy Buddhas and people who levitate? Is this for spiritual woo-woo hippies? And I thought, you know what? Pain pushed me towards it. And I thought, I'm going to give this a try. I'm going to try and reduce my anxiety, because at that time I was really suffering. I was suffering from constant bouts of panic attacks, and I ended up being diagnosed with panic disorder, and I was on propranolol, anti-anxiety drugs for about 3 years. But meditation was something that I utilised that helped me, just push me towards a better space. And at first it was all about just removing the anxiety, and then when I gained a deeper meditative practice, I could utilise the layers, as it were, because meditation is a multifaceted methodology. You can reduce stress with it, enhance positive emotion, but at the same time you can also ask questions like, who am I and what is my purpose? And there's so many different levels to it that can better your mindset, enhance your positive emotions, help you connect with the world and forgive people. There's so many different facets. So with meditation, that was my approach in the beginning. I thought it was a bit odd. So if you're out there and you think it's a bit odd and you've tried it a few times, and much like me in the beginning, I was very much feast or famine, because even when I started with meditation, there was still a few misconceptions and things that I found that I weren't doing right. So that's the next question I want to cover. People always say to me, what is meditation? How do I even know if I'm doing it? Because I remember I would sit in my spare room and I would turn all the lights off, doing what I thought was right. I'd sit down, free myself from distraction, and I'd done a lot of guided meditation in the outset, so I'd put some relaxed music on and someone would tell me, you know, breathe and make sure that your posture is straight and all these different things. And essentially that's cool, but the essence of meditation is as follows. People get caught up thinking, I'm not doing it right, and they berate themselves, and they really just speak to themselves in a negative manner, and it prevents them from engaging in a real solid practice of meditation. And that's because all of us, at least in the beginning, think that we have to quiet our mind. We have to shut our minds down. I remember sitting in my room in my mum's house and trying to overcome all these, just this barrage and this deluge of negative, disempowering thoughts, these fearful thoughts. And I'd be like, fuck, what am I doing wrong here? I'm not doing this right, and I'd get really frustrated, and that's why my meditation practice never really took off, and I never gained any results with it, because it was feast or famine, and I had this misconception that I had to switch my mind off or completely silence it. The essence of meditation is simply this: return to breath. That is it. It sounds like a very, very simple sentence, but when you sit in a quiet space and you set the intention to do nothing, you focus on a reference point. In meditation, a reference point is one of the key things to a successful meditation. You call it an anchor or a reference point. A simple reference point for you to use is one that you would use in mindfulness meditation, and it's simply bringing your attention and awareness to your breath. Breathe in and out. When you get one of those negative thoughts, those disempowering thoughts, or some fearful imagery pops up, return to breath, over it and over and over again. And that's when you exercise your meditative muscles. That's when you enhance the prefrontal cortex and remove yourself from that crazy limbic emotional centre of your brain where that's overactive. When you can truly return to the breath, over and over, consistently, regularly, habitually, repeatedly, then you really work on those sort of prefrontal muscles, your meditative muscles. So that's it. So if you're out there and you're thinking, fuck, I can't do this right, or I'm not good at this, or I can't see this working for me, I'm not experiencing what I think it should be like, then just take a step back, take a deep breath, remove all distractions, sit down, and return to breath. Put all your focus and all your energy on the inhale and the exhale, the cold air coming through your nose and out through your nose. And anytime you get a thought, whether it's about the past, the future, anxious, fearful, negative, disempowering, just return to the breath. And recognise that all thoughts are normal. You cannot control the contents of your mind. All you can do is control where your attention goes. And that is one of the most successful skills that anyone can develop. Being able to direct your attention to where you want, when you want, for how long you want. If you continue that process over and over the course of your life, you will become extremely successful, because people who are unsuccessful, they stay in those negative spots with their attention for prolonged periods. So return to the breath.